Have you ever been confused as to where you stand in a relationship with someone? Well, bring on the birthdays. Hi there, friends. My name is Maria, and I am a firm believer that birthdays are one of the biggest indicators of interest when it comes to dating and relationships. If the holidays or a birthday is coming up and someone's starting to act a little weird, then grab a bottle of nail polish, let me know in the comments what color you are showing your self-love with today, and let's talk. I really began to think about this subject when a girl at my gym was talking about how her boyfriend that she'd been dating for a couple of months, he'd already had plans with his friends, and so he wasn't going to see her on his birthday. And of course, she was really upset about it. And I say of course, because of course, that's her boyfriend. Why wouldn't she want to spend his birthday with him? That's the man that she likes. But the better question is, why isn't he more adamant about spending his birthday with her? He says he likes her. He says he wants to be her boyfriend, but look at his actions when important days come around. If you really want to know why birthdays are a good indicator of where you stand with someone, just look at little kids. I'm serious. No, I'm sorry, they're serious. They're serious about their birthday parties and who is allowed to attend. When you ask a little kid to make a birthday invitation list, the people that are most important to them in their life that they need at their party are right at the top of that list. And they have no problem telling you who they do not want at their party. And they don't want those people at their party because they don't really like them. Kids are honest, and when we become adults, we start to, we have all these emotional issues and we start to fudge things up in our brain. But it's still the same concept. Actions speak louder than words. He might say that he really likes you, but he's not spending his birthday with you. I'd like to tell you a story that taught me a huge lesson about why now in my relationships, I shut my mouth and I open my ears. I was driving along one day with a guy, I'm going to call him Jeff. I really liked Jeff. And we were talking about past relationships, and he started telling me a story about a girl that he was dating and how totally unreasonable she was. This relationship didn't work out. She was so unreasonable. They had made plans. He wanted to go to a theme park on his birthday. He got a couple of friends to go. She was planning on going with him, but it turns out she couldn't get the time off of work. He kept his plans. He went with his friends to the theme park, and he was telling me how she was completely unreasonable in how upset she was that he would not take back his birthday plans so he could spend his birthday with her. And at this point, they had been dating for about 2 months. Now, when he originally told me that story, I had total love goggles on, and I was like, yeah, that girl's completely unreasonable. It's your birthday. You should do what you want, Jeff. Exactly. Jeff should do exactly what he wants on his birthday, which you would think includes spending the day with the person that's supposedly an important person in his life. When I look back on that story now, I completely understand why that girl was upset. Because when you date someone and you've been dating for 2 or 3 months, that's when people really start to fall in love. Why wouldn't she be crushed that the man that she's dating will not change his birthday plans so he could spend his special day with her? It certainly wasn't a situation where he didn't care about birthdays. He was making such a big deal out of it. He was going to a theme park. He cared about his birthday. He didn't care so much about her being there. And that's why it was particularly devastating to her. But, at the time Jeff told me that story, I had only been dating him for a couple of months, so I did have those love blinders on, and in my mind, Jeff could do no wrong. And then I found out about 3 months later that Jeff also believed he was someone who could do no wrong. It didn't matter how I felt in the relationship about anything. And if I got upset, it was always my fault because Jeff could do no wrong. It didn't matter how messed up a situation was, how callous or selfish he was being. He was never wrong. And of course, the relationship didn't work out and he ended up breaking up with me. The thing is when he was telling me that story about his birthday, he was telling me exactly the kind of person he was and exactly the kind of man he was going to be in a relationship. And I was so busy talking and agreeing, I wasn't opening my ears and listening. And that taught me that when you first start going out in the first few months of a relationship, you have to train yourself to stay just detached enough to give people the space to tell you who they really are and who they're going to be in a relationship. There's a saying I have that I say to myself, disappointing people are disappointing. If you are dating this guy now and you're a couple months into the relationship and he's being weird about holidays and birthdays and you're starting to feel a little disappointed, especially if he doesn't seem to care about disappointing you, the first 3 months in a relationship are when people are on their best behavior. Try staying in a relationship with someone like this for 2.5 years. You'll go gray. You'll get gray hair. Let's play devil's advocate for a minute. Let's say that you guys have been dating for 3 months and he's had their concert tickets out of town. He's had plans to do this for 6 months. He's already paid for the tickets. They were expensive. He's going with his friends. But if you guys started dating 3 months ago and he really liked you, why wouldn't he try to also get you a ticket to the concert? Now hold on, maybe the concert's sold out. Yes, things like this do happen. And I will say, if a woman ever asked me if she should cancel her plans to be with a guy, plans that she's had for a while, to be with a guy that she just started dating for a couple months, I would say no, definitely not, absolutely not. But here's the difference. If I really couldn't get out of my birthday plans and the guy I was dating was someone I really liked, he would know it. He would know it because I would keep in contact with him that day. I'm sure he could tell by the way I was acting before I left for my birthday plans. And he would be the number one first person I called when I got back from whatever activity it was. And I'd be jumping out of my skin. I can't wait to see him because I was genuinely disappointed that I had these plans. I'm not going to get out of them. But I did really want to see him on my birthday. He would know it. I went on a vacation once and the guy that I had been dating for a few months, he wasn't able to go with me and I didn't cancel my plans. I still went. Trust me, when I got back, he knew how much I missed him and that I wished he could have been there. He knew in my actions. This is what we have to start looking at. Actions over words. When I started to get better at dating, I once dumped a guy because I didn't think he was serious about me or the relationship. He had a hard time labeling it. He wasn't very invested. And I had kind of started to learn to back off and observe things like this. Well, when I ended things with him, he all of a sudden acted like he had cared so much and he was so upset that we were ending things even though he was the one that didn't want to put a label on things and keep talking to other people. And I'll tell you something else. 2 weeks later, when my birthday rolled around, not a peep from him. For 5 days, I'm sure he stalked my Facebook page and found out that it had been my birthday. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh my gosh, I hope you had such a happy birthday. If that man had really, really liked me, I know over the course of the handful of months I dated him, my birthday came up probably twice. People who are very excited to be with you and they are invested emotionally in the relationship, you tell them your birthday twice, they're writing it down. If they really like you, they don't have to write it down at all. They are not going to forget. They've already looked up your astrology sign. It's a whole big thing. These are the actions that people take when they are really interested in a relationship with you. And along the same line of birthdays, any guy who has a birthday party, it's his birthday or it's your birthday, and he acts like he doesn't even know you at the party, or he acts like he'd rather be anywhere else but at your birthday party, that guy is also not going to marry you. He's going to waste your time. That was another hard lesson I learned along the way. If it's your birthday and a guy is not showing up for it, that's a much easier conversation. If it's your birthday and a guy that you're dating isn't there for you, he doesn't give a hoot about that relationship. I, a while back, was friends with a girl who was dating a guy she found on Match, and he wouldn't make the 30-minute drive to her house on like a Wednesday night because it was her birthday. Oh, but it was a work night. That was a crap relationship. And he ended up dumping her for another girl because he didn't care about her. And you know how I knew that? He wouldn't make the 30-minute drive for her birthday. I know it's hard to see it when you're in it, but if you were to tell any one of your friends that you were dating a guy who didn't really care about seeing you on your birthday, your friend might try to make excuses for it and sort of agree and maybe try to make you feel better, but it stinks. It's no good. Birthdays are a big deal. Please, please comment down below if you disagree with me, but I have always been the kind of person, if I like someone, I'm very excited about their birthday. And if I like someone, I would be pretty crushed if they weren't excited about spending my birthday with me. Now, we are all different kinds of people, and some people really do not care about their birthdays. I can say over the course of my dating life, I dated 2 guys who did not give a hoot about birthdays. It just wasn't a big deal to them, and they were like that before I ever started dating them. But here's the difference. Guy A genuinely liked me. Guy B, I thought genuinely liked me. Turns out he was a time waster, a tire kicker, and he was not invested in the relationship like I thought he was. So here's how it went. When these guys' birthdays came around, I was really excited and wanted to spend it with them. Guy A kind of rolled his eyes and was like, oh, it's unnecessary, but he went along with it because he cared about my feelings and he cared what was important to me. And you know what? We went out and he admitted that it was a good time. Guy B, he drew a line in the sand, did not care how I felt either which way, shape, or form. I texted him happy birthday on his birthday. I don't even remember if I got a text back. He said he didn't want to celebrate his birthday, and by golly, he meant it, and he did not spend his birthday with me. And the reason why that was so disappointing is because you always want to think when you're dating someone you really like that they care about how you feel. Because they should care about how you feel. I mean, please comment down below. Does this make sense to you guys? If you are getting value from this video, please share the video with a friend of yours that maybe she's struggling in her relationship and she has a birthday coming up. She's gonna find out real quick. And I'll tell you what's funny, Mr. Guy B, who didn't give a hoot, after we broke up, I did block him on social media because I didn't want the emotional damage of seeing his face every day. But a couple years later, I'm over it, I'm happy. I have a new social media account, so I friend him. Every year on my birthday, he wishes me a happy birthday. You know what I give him on his birthday? Exactly what he wanted. I leave him alone. Maybe that sounds bitchy and petty, but you know what? I had begged that man to let me care about him, and he didn't want none of it. So that's the last he'll get from me. This is where you have to get to. You have to start becoming ruthless when it comes to finding the person in your life that's going to be there for you when things are important. That guy can wish me happy birthday until he's blue in the face. He'll never get another birthday wish from me because he made me beg for it. And you know what? That's not the Maria that I am anymore. And that's not going to be the kind of person you are anymore. No more begging people to let you care about them. You go find somebody who likes to celebrate birthdays just as much as you do, and when you look back at that guy, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, that was clown shoes. I can't even believe I put up with something like that. Oh yeah, when your relationships start to improve and you look back on begging people to care about them, you're going to cringe at how much you put up with in relationships. So just start now. Just do yourself a favor and start now finding people that are on your level of excitement, who like to do the same things that you do, who want to celebrate your birthday, who want you to be there when they're having a birthday. The bottom line is, if someone genuinely likes you and cares about you and loves you, They want you to be there with them on their birthday. And if someone genuinely likes you and loves you and cares about you, they want to be with you on your birthday. It's that simple. And if you are in a relationship that is so confusing that you even have to ask where you stand because of a weird gray area birthday thing, that's probably not going to be the guy that's there for you during any other important event or special occasion. I mean, take a look at this. Look at this. It's a beautiful color from ILNP. It's called high dive. As in, I would rather take a flying leap off of a high dive than ever beg another man to spend a birthday with me. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting The Other Half.